Hello and welcome to Talkin Tent, a brand new podcast about movies, TV, and all the content you could possibly consume.
My name is Zach.
And I'm Irma.
We are a married couple whose love of movies and television cannot be contained, so we've decided to share our thoughts, opinions, cheers, and occasional jeers with the world here on this podcast. Welcome to episode 4. We are done with the old, out with the old, in with the new. Excited to look forward to the unbelievable amount of exciting movies that are coming out in 2023. A bit of a caveat. So last episode, we talked about all the movies we loved the most. A lot of those were smaller, intimate, sad movies. Most of that stuff is not going to be on this list because, unfortunately, when you're looking forward to movies coming out, inevitably the existing IP, the sequels, the huge names, huge directors, huge stars are the ones that are going to stand out. For sure, there will be more movies that come out of nowhere that we didn't know about, come out of Sundance. We just don't know about them yet. So these are going to be a lot of huge movies, but inevitably by the end of the year, there'll be a lot of more.
I know half the things that we're probably going to talk about, like that we're excited about, who knows, it might be bad. So we probably won't even be talking about them at the end of the year, you know?
Yeah, how we're going to structure this. So I just went through many, many, many lists of movies that are coming out. Most of these, the release dates should be correct, but a few of them could change. You never know. And we're going to go month by month coming up what's going to come out. And Irma actually hasn't seen these lists. So a bunch of these, it's just going to be an honest, unscripted opinion of her excitement.
I know,
level.
I'm excited. I mean, some things I know are coming out. Like, I'm very excited for Barbie. A spoiler alert.
We're getting there.
I know. I'm just saying. Like, that's something like I know is coming out. So I'm very excited about. But yeah, surprise me. Give me what you got.
I got you. So January, we're almost done with January. So pulling this list was a little strange. Also, it seemed like they didn't want to hit anybody over the head with movies coming out in January. But
Megan 3 came out in January, no? Right? Or not Megan 3. Megan came out in January,
Megan came out. I saw it.
That was a huge hit.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Megan would have been on this list had it not already come out. It was very good. I had a great time watching it. Another movie that I came home and explained everything that happened to her. But probably one that she could have seen because it's honestly not scary at all. But I went by myself. So the last few days of January, next Friday on Netflix, you people, basically anything that Jonah Hill is involved in, I will see. And I will probably love. And then add Eddie Murphy. And add Kenya Barris, who we watched Blackish from beginning to end. We also started watching Grownish. We were big fans. Kind of fell off. Not the best, but either way, definitely an established voice. And I'm excited with kind of a modern telling of, the son trying to get in with the family of his girlfriend, I presume. And they're working race relationship.
That sounds good. I didn't realize that's what it was about.
So that one I'm actually pretty excited for. Hopefully it's not bad, but I assume it'll be at least decent. Then two smaller ones, and really I did the whole speech in the beginning, but the two small ones just because they're coming out this month. Jesse Eisenberg's directorial debut. I don't know what it's about. I really like Jesse Eisenberg. It's being distributed by A24, so it can't be bad. What is it? It's called When You Finish Saving the World. It's made the festival run. It's supposed to be good. So We're excited for it.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
And then the last one coming out, I guess it's next week, is called Infinity Pool, and it is Brandon Cronenberg's next movie, famous son of other Cronenberg of body horror fame. But this looks like a psychological thriller, weird, violent with Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth.
Oh, you love them.
Yeah, it looks really weird. We saw a trailer for it. I can't remember anything that happened in the trailer.
I don't think I remember seeing this.
Yeah, it's dark and strange. But I'm in for it. I'm gonna see it, and I'm not gonna know what it's. I'm not gonna look at what it's about because that's what I do, and it's exciting.
Yeah, you hate previews.
But January, that was a little bit of a weird one. No showstoppers, I don't think.
Yeah, it's usually a quiet month, I would say January.
February immediately starts to get interesting, and here's another example of me being very, very mad at seeing a trailer when we were in the movie theaters. And little tidbit about me is that I will often leave the theater to go pee or like go get soda or popcorn when there's a trailer for a movie that I know I don't want to see the trailer. For example, I have yet to see the Oppenheimer trailer because I leave every single time.
I know, and you've got what, 6 more months?
Yeah.
7 more months of that.
I'm going to
So
do my
good luck.
best. I'm going to do my best of potentially maybe plugging my ears and humming. I did it with Tenet.
Oh, joy.
I did it with Tenet. It worked. Not that the movie paid off to be amazing, but still. And then so a new M. Night Shyamalan movie I knew is coming out. I wasn't prepared to leave the theater.
Well, 'cause I don't think we even knew this was coming out.
No, I knew,
Oh.
but I was like, all right, I've committed. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing what's happening, and it made me so mad because it seems like the perfect movie, like most M. Night Shyamalan movies, but this one seems like if you knew nothing, it looks like your straightforward home invasion movie. And I bet
it looks so good. I'm so excited.
I bet that's how like the first 45 minutes of it. It's called Knock at the Cabin. We haven't even mentioned.
Yeah, we didn't say the name.
With Dave Bautista.
I love him.
Man in the moment.
He's so good.
But it looks like how it's built. It's going to be like 45 minutes of you think it's a home invasion movie in the woods with a vacation home. Those are so hot right now. Airbnb goes horribly wrong, and then it's going to shift hard. But they show the shift in the trailer, and so it made me so annoyed. But now I know it. Not going to tell you. Don't watch the trailer. I'm a huge M. Night Shyamalan fan ever since Sixth Sense.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he takes big swings, and I love it.
Yeah.
So
I'm a apologist through and through of everything he does. I see everything he does. It's always good. Sometimes they're not as good, and a lot of the times you're expecting a twist. And you know what? You don't need a twist. Like old had a twist, but it wasn't like a crazy.
yeah.
He just makes really good.
I
fun
feel like
movies.
sometimes he feels like he has to explain the twist too much, and sometimes you just gotta let it be. Like it is what it is, and you don't have to go. So I don't need every little thing explained. You know.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
I'm excited. It's almost out. I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah.
And then probably the first monster smash of the year is going to be the new Ant-Man, Quantumania. I am cautiously optimistic about this, honestly. I'm a little scared of it not being great. The last few Marvel movies, me and Irma, big fans. In the pandemic, we caught back up on all of them.
Yeah, we watched every single Marvel movie
In the chronological order that the Disney Plus has.
Yes,
so
yes.
that's a fun way to rewatch it.
all the TV shows.
So this is kind of the movie that's going to launch into the next phase hard and have the Kang, the big bad, kind of.
I know. I love
established.
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, and that's
really love him.
big sell is Jonathan Majors. We'll see how it goes. The second Ant-Man was fine.
Yeah.
And then the last few Marvel movies have been pretty good.
They're just getting
Hit or miss.
so big. Sometimes like I like a smaller story. Like I think originally Ant-Man was just kind of like a small heist movie,
Yeah.
and I kind of liked that, you know?
Yeah, the first one.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see where it goes. I mean, I'm here for it. Take my money, Marvel. Just take
I mean,
it.
we're going to see every single
Yeah.
one. They've got us, and watch every single TV show. March comes on with a lot of sequels. We've got Scream 6. Very excited for it. The Scream reboot that they just called Scream, but Scream 5 was great. I think Hayden Panettiere's character from 4 comes back in this one, which should be cool.
Yeah.
I'm a defender of Scream 4. I think Scream 4 was very good. Scream 3 was awful. We forget about that one. But 1, 2, 4, and 5, fantastic.
Yeah, you love Scream.
yeah,
I've never, I mean, I liked the first one, but I never really got into the whole franchise thing. Again, me not loving horror, so I just didn't keep up with it. But I mean, maybe I could watch this one.
yeah, probably. Yeah, Scream 1, the original Scream, is in my top 5 movies of all time. It's I can never pick like a favorite movie, but whenever it's a group of favorite movies, I always mention Scream. It's just kind of like if you're a horror fan, just the self-referential part of horror and iterating on movies is part of horror, and Scream does that so perfectly. It became like impossible to do again because they did it so well. But now they've done it a 6th time and it still works. And they modernized it, and it's just going to be great.
Yeah.
And then Creed 3. So Michael, yeah,
can't wait for that. I think I have to see that without you, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's got Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors,
Jonathan
2 men who I'm. Oof.
In that trailer looks like it's like it was when Vin Diesel cast The Rock.
Well, they hate each other.
I know, but at first, like The Rock got so big when he first joined.
I don't love
the Fast franchise. No, I
think this is a bad comparison.
Okay, I'm just saying, like size wise, it was like Jonathan Majors said, like I have to get so jacked.
Yeah, it's true. I know Jonathan Majors. All he has to do is like lift a paper clip, and his muscles like bust out.
He's a handsome man.
He's a handsome
so is
man.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh God, I know.
Yeah, and they're making a whole thing about it.
And Michael B. Jordan's directing this, which is amazing.
That's what I was
I'm
going to say.
excited. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Michael B. is directing it, which is interesting. So it's no longer Coogler.
I know. I wonder what happened.
Yeah, and then also Sly is not in it.
Which I'm fine with. He gets a bit too heady. I don't know.
I think he said something about he didn't like the direction of the characters.
Right, because it was going to go darker.
I think so. I haven't looked at it too much, but I think Michael B. goes a little darker with his character, and I don't know. Sly didn't like.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to see it first before I read into all of that stuff. So.
Yeah. But anyway, we saw the first Creed in theaters also, and I remember it being just kind of like Top Gun this year, of just being like a fantastic in theater experience. Everybody was cheering. It was like being at a big fight.
Yeah,
and like it was just classic hero versus villain stuff. So now, Creed. The second one was also good. Creed 3, excited for it. Keeping on march with the sequels. This one is a spin-off. So the Quiet Place franchise, there is a Quiet Place 3 movie happening, but that is probably not coming out this year. What is coming out this year is a spin-off, and nobody quite knows what it is, but it is the director.
So it doesn't have a name?
No, it is called the Quiet Place spin-off.
And it's coming out in March, and it doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
Weird.
And it's the director that did Pig last year with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I liked that movie.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah, really weird. It's an exciting potential filmmaker getting a bigger name franchise. I really love the Quiet Place movies. The first one was incredible. The second one was.
Is this with Lupita Nyong'o? Isn't she supposed to be in a Quiet Place spin-off movie?
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I didn't look into it enough. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I'll see all things Quiet Place until they get bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for that. And Quiet Place, just full disclosure, I will watch.
Yeah, we're getting her to see horror. And another sequel, last sequel of March. I'm not positive if any of these are coming out on the same weekend. Hopefully not. But John Wick 4 comes out. And you know what? I don't agree with that woo.
Really? Yeah. Oh, I love John Wick.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 are great. I saw the trailer.
Oh, I didn't see a trailer.
We saw it.
We did?
Yeah. Oh. And I'm just like, what are they going to keep doing? There's also a TV show about it, about it's called The Continental. It's like about the hotel.
Ay.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. it was a good concept, and then they had to make sequels. They had to blow it out into like this world of
Yeah.
assassins, and like maybe we don't need any more John Wick, but I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I remember the last movie, like the story never really like made sense or held up. Like I think like he was in New York and then Dubai and then back in LA or something crazy like that. And it was just like it's like 2, 3 scenes like all in a row. It just was like so fast, but also kind of slow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, John Wick
But
was
it's never really about the story. It's like the fight, the spectacle of it. Like that's what I like.
yeah, but John Wick was built. The original one was built around a super simple story with
Yeah.
really great hand-to-hand action, and then they've turned it into another one of these just like overwrought, overplotted
Yeah.
things that like becomes very confusing for a story that's supposed to be simple about a guy that was mad that his dog got killed.
Yeah, and they try to squeeze in some cameos. It's just kind of like, is it
We'll
really
see,
needed?
though.
But yeah, okay. Maybe I take back my woo.
And then finally, we got a non-sequel. It is called Master Gardener, and it's Paul Schrader's next movie. First
Ooh,
Reformed was
okay.
like a few years ago.
He's an interesting guy.
And then Card Counter, I actually watched the Card Counter last year with Oscar Isaac. It's about gambling, and it has Oscar Isaac, and that's just like everything I need in life. And
The Card Counter.
the Card Counter, and it's sad. It's about a depressed guy that plays cards, and I love that, and I loved the Card Counter, so I'm just excited for what he does next. He's a legend, so we'll see. I'll see it. It'll probably be slow and methodic. And
But you don't
sad.
know what Master Gardener is
I
about.
do not.
Okay.
Again, I don't look what things.
Well,
are
I know.
about.
I just wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Maybe I'll watch it. I don't know. I'm not a huge Paul Schrader fan. We'll see.
And that is March. Now, April slows down a little bit. March was huge. April slows down a little bit, except for potentially one of the movies I'm most excited for, because it's the guy Ari Aster is putting out a new movie, and it's with Joaquin Phoenix. Ari Aster, I would say, is the face and the voice of horror right now, with Hereditary and then Midsommar. And now it sounds like this one, he's going a little bit funnier. I think it's like a surreal, absurdist horror. And with Joaquin Phoenix, can you go wrong? It's called Beau is Afraid, and I'm very excited for it.
I could be into that. I really did like Midsommar, only really because of Florence Pugh. I'm a huge fan of her, so I could be really into this. Like I love Nicholas Holt. I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see. Or Joaquin Phoenix. I'm sorry, not Nicholas Holt. He's not in this, right?
No, Nicholas
No.
Holt is in our notes. Full disclosure for the next movie. But yeah, I mean, Ari Aster, probably when it comes time for this movie, I will have a monologue about Ari Aster and about the potential of him and his legend in horror maybe going forward. But the first two movies being like the two of the best debut movies I can remember, and how I'll just
I know. Let's see if you can keep it up.
yeah. And then what Irma graciously hinted at is the movie called Renfield. Actually, all three of the movies in April are kind of horror adjacent. This is Nicholas Holt and Nicolas Cage in Renfield, and Renfield is like Dracula's assistant, and Dracula is played by Nicolas Cage, and Renfield is played by Nicholas Holt, and it looks goofy and funny. And
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
yeah, Nicholas Holt, we love.
He's so good.
Nicolas Cage, I know, has a lot of movies come out, and people always get excited for them. I think we're about 50-50 on this, kind of like the last, let's say, 10 years of Nicolas Cage has kind of transitioned into these weird
Yeah,
indie
I think he's
things.
embracing his weirdness.
Yeah, like Pig was fantastic, but then a few of I thought Mandy. Here we go. I thought Mandy was a little overrated. So there's like I'm not sure Nicholas.
What's Mandy?
It's
Did I see that?
no, it's another horror movie that everyone was going gaga over, and I finally saw it, and I was like, it's pretty good. I didn't, but this looks this looks full goofy. So I think him being Nicolas Cage and kind of going way over the top as a crazy Dracula, we're excited for it. And then another kind of cautiously optimistic, maybe I just threw it on the list, is the next Evil Dead. It's called Evil Dead Rise. And it is not Sam Raimi. He produced it. It's like his handpicked successor, I've heard.
How many Evil Deads have there been?
Well, there was 1 and 2, and then they did a remake, and then there's like a movie a show that's based on it.
Huh.
But
was this like based off a video game?
No.
No, this is not video game. Okay.
No, it's just like the crazy over the top old indie horror. But now he's become big time.
And what is this? Zombies?
No, kind of. It's the Necronomicon. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Necronomicon brings the dead back. So yeah, kind of, but not like zombies in the traditional sense. But Sam Raimi did the latest Doctor Strange. So it's like that vibe. And remember, actually, another early movie that I dragged Irma to was Drag Me to Hell. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
It was just like this bombastic horror movie with like jump scares at the wazoo.
Yeah.
That's Sam Raimi. So this is not, it's his IP, but not him. So we'll see what it is without him. So yeah, April's a weird one. And then,
I'm sure there'll be more in April, but who knows?
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume there'll be more in all of these months. We're listing so many movies.
I know, yeah. And we're only up to May now.
Halfway through.
Yeah, we're good.
We're a third of the way through. May, more sequels and remakes. That started off with I'm a sucker from the day it came out. I saw the first one in the movie theaters. Fast X comes out in May.
Family.
Yeah. You don't really have to say anything about it. We're going to see the new Fast and Furious
I freaking
movie.
love Fast and Furious.
They're so fun. Yeah. It's one of the things I love most about Irma, because we go basically every year, one of these comes out. It's a group of my guy friends, and then Irma is the only girl that's always like, yeah, you're goddamn right, I want to see this.
Yeah.
So
I've always been a fan of the Fast movies ever since they came out. Vin Diesel, oh my gosh, I've just loved them all. So I'm excited for this. And I feel like a lot of people are going to come back for this. I mean, we don't really know too much about it, but...
Yeah, I'm not... They always kind of do it. I think The Rock is out, right, still? But they replaced him with Cena last time, who's better anyway. And yeah, I mean, what else do you have to say? Fast X, we're seeing it. It's going to be fantastic. Yes. We're going to laugh. And then another cautious, not so excited about Marvel movie is Guardians 3. And
this is the last one, the last Guardians.
I could be brought back in because it is supposed to be kind of the end of at least this group of Guardians.
And it's also James Gunn. I feel like I really like James Gunn. Like, he's just very, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's fun. He's a fun director.
I am giving it the benefit of the doubt for sure. Again, we're going to see it in theaters.
It has a baby raccoon. Baby rocket.
I think Guardians Part 2 was the worst Marvel movie.
I don't really remember it that much, so maybe that's what's
it was
that's
the
saying
one where
his
dad is a planet.
Oh yeah. That was not very good. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, but Marvel has those. They have like the bad ones, but I don't think that has anything to do with this one. Like, I don't really feel like I don't know.
Yeah, I think they moved far enough away from that storyline that whatever happens in this one will just be, like, we know that now. We know where Chris Pratt's character kind of comes from and what he is, which is fine. But now that's like, never address it again.
Yeah.
And just move on. And yeah, this is supposed to be the end. So potentially there could be some sad deaths.
Yeah.
Marvel really hammers it home with some of the from Endgame, those scenes hit when the people died.
Yeah. Okay.
And the next, and I think this is one that's been delayed and delayed and delayed. The next live action Disney is The Little Mermaid.
This has been delayed? I didn't know that.
I thought so. I thought it was supposed to come out a long time ago.
Oh.
And I think everything has just been pushed back and pushed back.
I didn't realize that. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, me too.
Chloe? Haley
Bailey.
Halle Bailey.
So I'm actually a fan of the Chloe and Halle.
Yes, you are.
I found out about them, and I just like a nice R&B female fronted band, and they were like Beyonce's proteges, and they kind of blew up on the scene. Now they've since split.
Yeah, they're still sisters.
Yeah, not like split, but just like Halle is making a huge Disney movie, and Chloe is now making solo music. But yeah, I think she's a very good singer, so I'm excited to see what happens with that. Cautious about the graphics of it all being underwater.
Yeah, true. Especially after seeing Avatar.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be as good as good looking as Avatar. But the trailer, I think it looked fine. She wasn't moving at all in the trailer.
Yeah.
So we'll see when the tail is in motion.
I know. Yeah. It's interesting to think about. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
The Little Mermaid kind of started our generation of Disney movies. I know my family owned it on VHS. Actually, it's probably the Disney movie I've seen the most until we've been together, and I've now seen Beauty and the Beast like too many times.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite, but Little Mermaid is definitely a close second. So
it has potential, I think, of being very good, and we'll see. And then finally, in May, we have potentially, it seems like this date is kind of still up in the air, but it's Scorsese's new movie called Killers of the Flower Moon. And it is about an oil-rich, the Osage Nation, which is an oil-rich indigenous peoples in the 20s, and how they were slaughtered. And it's like kind of an investigation of what happened.
Yeah.
Well,
this movie has been delayed a lot.
Yeah, and there's like two potential Scorsese movies with Roosevelt as well that they've both been kind of up in the air of like, when are they coming out?
Yeah, I'm surprised this is coming out in May, that there's not more of like an Oscar push for it that would be like in the fall, you know?
Yeah, this May one is very tentative. They might move it.
But anyway, we'll see whatever Marty puts out, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
And also has Jesse Plemons, Leo. Yeah, that sounds like a great combination.
Yeah, Scorsese and Leo can do no wrong. Then we got June, and we have a big animation month, and another highly anticipated sequel is the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, the first one, just the incredible animation style that you've just like really never seen, at least on movies, and just a really interesting kind of outside of the MCU Marvel story that was so popular that it's almost leaking into the MCU. I think Miles Morales is almost impossible.
I think now Disney may like put Miles Morales in live action.
Yeah. And
which is exciting because he's Hispanic, Black?
He's Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it had the first one had like they had Spider-Man Jordans that
he was wearing. Oh, it was so cool.
It was just like a whole moment. It was a whole movement of culture, I think, and this one expands on that, I assume, and goes bigger and better.
Yeah, and keeping the theme of the multiverse.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm excited to see what they do with that. I think that'll be a really big one.
And then continuing with animation is Pixar's newest movie called Elemental. And it is about the four elements of fire, water, land, and air.
Oh, I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, it's like kind of like I guess like Inside Out personifications of elements. And I mean, anything
is
that
it by
Pixar
Pete
does.
Docter? What's his name?
I'm not sure. Let's look. No, it looks like the director is a Peter Sohn. And he was this is his first directing for Pixar. He's been voicing a lot of different characters, and he's been in the art departments and the animation departments. So I I feel like Pixar's a little strange, where it's almost like a college
Yeah.
of like you work kind of up to the directorial
Yeah, I feel
position.
like that was similar to Turning Red, where like
Mhm.
she worked for Pixar for a long time, the woman who created that. Um okay, I'm excited for that. Yeah, Pixar is always really good. I mean, they've had a couple misses, but
Even
yeah.
their misses are great.
I know. That's true.
And then finally, I was when I was researching this list, finally for June at least, there's still plenty more months. I didn't even know this was a thing, but Wes Anderson has a new movie coming out called Asteroid City.
Ooh.
Again, I have no idea what it is, but
Love
in
Wes
June, yeah,
Anderson.
new Wes Anderson, great.
I feel like I have heard about this, and I'm excited for it.
And then we get July. July is a big one. It's Zach's birthday month. Lucky for old Zach that Christopher Nolan always decides to put his movies out right on my birthday weekend.
It literally is right on your birthday
Every
weekend.
time he has a new movie, it's right before or right after, right on my birthday. I think once again it's July 22nd. I think this comes out. So let's just start there. Oppenheimer comes out in July. It's about the atom bomb, and that's all I know. If you've listened to the previous episodes, I leave the movie theater whenever the Synecdoche, or what is his production company that comes across, and I
I don't
say
remember.
goodbye.
Yeah. This has a heavy cast.
Yeah. And, well, Cillian Murphy. And that's all I know because I haven't seen a trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is really. Other than, and I've heard we were talking about practical effects, and he apparently blew up something without CGI, and he's
Did
talking
he split
all
an
about
atom?
it. He's like, yeah, something
He
happened.
could not have
No,
split
I
an
know.
atom.
I know, but he did something practically that I don't know.
It's a bit controversial, I think.
Yeah, well, I think it's more just like he's trying to ham it up about how important it is.
Yeah.
But then, very interestingly, so these two movies might be what I'm most excited for the whole year. So Oppenheimer, and then on the same day is Greta
Gerwig.
Gerwig's Barbie. And I think just the people involved, it sounds like you hear they're making a Barbie movie and you think it's going to be just like a silly, like how the Super Mario Brothers movie is coming out, or like Sonic came out a few years ago. It's like these super established children's things. And it's like, oh, it's going to be stupid. But then you hear that it's Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie and Ryan Reynolds, and you're just like, oh,
Not
no.
Ryan Reynolds.
Not Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, the better Ryan.
Oopsies, the better Ryan. Sorry, Ryan Reynolds is just in a lot these days.
No, we like him. We like him.
And like, honestly, her name is getting her a huge benefit of the doubt, I think. Because without Greta Gerwig...
I saw the preview. Did you see it?
No, I don't watch
No,
previews.
right. Well, okay, I'm just asking. It was great. It was really great. And she used the beginning to 2001: A Space Odyssey, which, of course, like bros on the internet are like, oh, what does she think she's doing? She can't use that. But who cares? I mean, I think it looks great. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. I just think it looks so fun. And in my book, she can't really do much wrong. So, I mean, she did like what I think is arguably the best adaptation to Little Women. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. So like, I can't believe that those two movies are competing on the same weekend.
Yeah, it's the same day.
Oh my God. So of course the girlfriends will go see Barbie and the boyfriends will go see Oppenheimer.
Except for me, who's equally as excited for both.
I know. Maybe we have to double feature for your birthday.
Yeah, and to clarify, she's earned the benefit of the doubt for this. I just think it was like when you first heard it, it's such a strange choice.
Yeah, I agree.
To be making a Barbie movie, but then you're like, oh, she's going to do something with it that's potentially very special.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It just makes me think of, what was it when we were like in 8th grade? The Aqua, the Barbie song.
Yeah.
I hope she has that song in the movie.
That would be a needle drop for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe even a dance sequence to it.
Hell yeah.
Boy, that would be fun. And then, as if those two movies on the same weekend weren't good enough, the weekend right before it is the new Mission Impossible.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Like another one where Tom Cruise, the whole trailer is him jumping a motorcycle off of a cliff.
Oh, that's the trailer?
Yeah.
I thought that was just like a stunt.
I mean, I guess that's the teaser right now, but they'll probably put out a
oh
more
my God.
story-based trailer.
Okay, so we went to see Avatar at the Lincoln Square, is it IMAX?
Mm-hmm.
And they played that clip of the ramp being built off of this, like, to the edge of this cliff, and him preparing to essentially drive a motorcycle off and base jumping from that point. And it was unbelievable. It had the audience gripped. People were cheering for this clip. And I'm just like, oh my God, Tom Cruise has this audience gripped.
Figured it out.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, the fun part is like they build up to this whole stunt and he does it. It looks great. And he's like, oh, I think I could flip the motorcycle a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I think he does it so many times. He's a crazy person. But it totally works. The Mission Impossibles have gotten better and better and better, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
From the first one being like more of an homage to the television show. And like honestly a little confusing. And now it's just like action gets bigger, ramped up.
I know. I
there's
feel
so
like
much
Tom
fun.
Cruise has a death wish or something. I don't know. He's definitely going to die in one of these movies.
Hopefully not.
I know. Hopefully
But
not.
it does seem like he's just going to work until he dies on set.
I know.
But we'll see. Hopefully not.
I mean, he looks great.
Oh,
Whatever. If he still got it.
And then so it's kind of, it looks like basically every other month we are getting a Marvel movie.
Another Marvel movie?
Yeah, the Marvels comes out in July.
Ay, ay, ay.
Uh,
That's a lot of movies for us this month.
yeah, I know. Every month has like 3 or 4 must-sees. And then that's not even including the things we don't know about yet.
True.
So it's going to be very overwhelming. We'll do our each episode. We're AMC. Just looking for that sponsorship if you want to if you want to get on here, that AMC A list.
Also, AMC build a theater in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, it might get some hate from the locals, but boy, would I like if they took over the Williamsburg Theater and we could just use the A-list perks at this, and they put a Dolby Theater in there. Oh, I'd be in heaven. Yeah, the Marvels. So it's Captain Marvel is back, right? I don't really know that much about.
Brie Larson.
Yeah, Brie Larson, whom I like. I know Brie, the Captain Marvel, and Brie Larson herself gets like a lot of weird internet hate. I don't really get it. I really like Brie Larson. And I like the Captain Marvel character. I think her like overpowered, her OP works for me. I just get excited when she comes in and just destroys worlds. And then the show, it's like
Kamala Khan.
Yeah, it's like related to the Miss Marvel.
That
they had the show. Somehow everything teams up, and it's like yet another team.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, now we get to my birthday month, right?
Yeah, your birthday month is significantly less exciting with movies. But then this is also kind of the part where I think release dates and stuff are going to get pretty kludgy, and then the next few months I don't even have anything, because I think they start saving space for what's going to come out of Sundance, kind of, like the Oscar movies, the big contenders that we don't quite know what they are yet. They're not the sequels, and they're not well, they might be the big name stars, but so yeah, August, I only have 2 in here, and they're kind of weird ones. They're more just like things that I'm interested in. There is a new animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. And normally I'd be like kind of excited for it just because I've been a childhood friends of TMNT for my whole life, but Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are behind this one.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's going to be at least interesting. I don't know if they're going to go a little darker.
Is this going to be in theaters?
Yeah, I think so. If they're going to go a little darker, if they've been behind The Boys and Preacher, and Legion. So they're certainly
they love their comic books, but like not Marvel. I like that about them.
Translating their comic books and making them a little more interesting. Seth Rogen, their humor. Hopefully, the Ninja Turtles are a ripe place for.
Yeah, they're pretty iconic.
Humor.
So I bet it'll be good.
So I was pretty excited about that. And then I saw that the Do Not Destroy boys from SNL, the new guys that do like
Oh
the shorts that are
yeah.
kind of like the
Hey,
new.
they didn't have one on this week.
They didn't. They
No.
didn't. They're always the best part. They're my favorite part of new SNL. And they're kind of like the new Lonely Island, I guess would be the easiest comparison, just because they're doing like the digital shorts. But I think they're super funny, and they're putting out a movie, and I think it's like a buddy comedy thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, so kind of whatever they do, I'm gonna see it, and it'll be interesting.
Yeah, okay. I could be into that.
And then, so like I was just saying, kind of the rest of the month is a bit up in the air. I have nothing for September and October. I assume it will be filled with Oscar contenders. Then November comes in with Dune Part 2.
Woo!
And this one will be in theaters.
I'm taking you to the theater to see this one. I bet you'll like it more.
Yeah, I'm also gonna rewatch Dune Part 1. If you didn't listen to the last episode, I wasn't the biggest fan of Dune Part 1. I read the book a while ago, and when I realized that this is Dune Part 1.
That's true. That wasn't very clear.
And when I realized again where in the storyline it was gonna stop to break for the next movie a year later, I went, oh boy, because if you read the book, that is where it gets good. So this was all just like
So what are you talking about? So
intro.
this next one's going to be really good then.
Oh yeah. So this one should be pretty good, and Zendaya is going to be in it way more. But
this also has Florence Pugh, and it has Elvis.
Austin Butler.
Oh wait. I wonder if he's going to be doing the voice in it.
Yeah, his voice. Whew, weird one. Yeah, I'm going to rewatch Dune Part 1 before this, I promise to our listeners, and maybe I'll like it more.
See, I just love Denis Villeneuve. Like, I just find him so captivating as a filmmaker. Everything he does is just visually beautiful.
Mhm.
And I don't know, there's something about his like CGI work that just feels so immensely realistic, but so like otherworldly, and I just find that so beautiful. Like, I don't know how it's possible that like Marvel, everything just looks kind of cheesy mostly, but like Denis Villeneuve is able to just capture these, like, everything is just like art. It's just like you could take a screenshot of like any point of one of his movies and put it on the wall. Like, it's just beautiful to me, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, it's certainly visually captivating. The dragonfly ships was a really, really cool idea. But we're talking about it. So
I know.
Dune 1. Dune 1, besides just the storyline, the whole movie is a drone. Like, it is just one long drone note from the way people speak. Super slow. Everyone talks like this. Every character. No one intones or shows emotion.
This is the first one you're still talking about?
And then
okay, we'll get back to it.
The color palette is all one note. I felt like just the whole thing was just 2.5 hour drone. But I'll give it another shot, I promise.
Yeah, see, it's kind of funny. I think you are least looking forward to it, and I am most looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then an interesting one is in December. So a potential Christmas movie is Wonka.
Oy, oy, oy.
Timothy Chalamet. I don't know if we need another Willy Wonka movie.
I don't know. Well, Timothy Chalamet is also in Dune, so to have Dune being followed up with Wonka, and I don't know if anyone's ever seen the set photos of it. He kind of looks ridiculous.
Yeah, he looks crazy. I think he looks kind of cool. I'm kind of coming around on Chalamet, especially as a Wonka.
Well, do we need another one though?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, so the first one with Gene Wilder is so good.
Iconic. And
then Johnny Depp and Tim Burton, again, it was just like, it was the perfect match of people and creator. And they kind of did exactly what you would think Tim Burton and Johnny Depp would do with it.
Well, because that was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So they kind of changed it. So I appreciated that.
Well, yeah, the Johnny Depp and Tim Burton one is based way more on the book.
Yeah.
Whereas Willy Wonka, like the more musical one, it changes it a lot. Yeah, I don't really know what this one is kind of focusing on. I mean, obviously it's called Wonka, so it's going to be about Willy Wonka. But I simply based on that, it's the writer director of Paddington 2. I think it's just going to be a little more whimsical again, like more whimsical, similar to the original, but with the twist of like a modern, just like I don't know. I'm just excited. I think it's interesting.
I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this. I don't think we need it. But hey, prove me wrong.
Yeah, I'm giving old Timmy Shals and the writer director of Paddington 2, whose name I am blanking on right now, the benefit of the doubt of making something interesting. And then we have 3 more that just don't have release dates that I could find. One we did reference earlier is Scorsese's other movie, which I'm like 99% sure isn't coming out this year, but they've been talking about it for years. It's Roosevelt with, again, Leonardo DiCaprio and Scorsese. It's going to be good, but probably not coming out this year. Then Bradley Cooper's next movie is called Bernstein.
Bernstein Bears?
Nope. And it is about Leonard Bernstein. And apparently he had some interesting relationships. I barely looked into it because I was like, why is this interesting?
He's a conductor.
Yeah, he's a conductor, which is funny that we're getting a second conductor movie.
Well, this, I think, was ready to release like a year ago. So I think this technically should have come first before Tar.
And then what happened?
I think they just pushed it. I don't really know exactly.
Yeah, but interesting that there's another conductor movie. And Carey Mulligan. So Bradley Cooper is playing the titular role, and then Carey Mulligan, I believe, is playing his wife. But then I think there's drama in the relationship, and it's about their relationship.
I love Carey Mulligan.
Yeah. And then finally, a weird one. I think it's actually a Netflix movie, but it's called Havoc, and it is Gareth Evans of the Raid movie fame. So the Raid movies are, if you haven't heard, these really interesting but small indie action movies. And they're just like really well known for the hand-to-hand combat, kind of like, so it was like John Wick before John Wick, and then John Wick kind of stole their mojo a little bit.
Chris Hemsworth movies, is that Raid?
Extraction.
No, that's Extraction.
Yeah, different. These are older.
Oh.
The Raid, the first one I think was like maybe 2013 or 11.
Okay.
A while ago.
I see.
And then there was a second one. Kind of like Attack the Block, if anybody saw like that, kind of really bare bones,
that was good.
knuckle fighting, parkour type stuff. I don't know if that has anything to do with what this movie is, but just that's his his thing. And then it's Tom Hardy. So it sounds fantastic.
Speaking of Tom Hardy, aren't we supposed to get another Mad Max movie this year? Or is that not coming out?
I didn't see it on the list. That's that's with Anya.
Anya, yeah.
Right?
And Chris Hemsworth.
Is in that movie?
I'm pretty sure.
Anya Furiosa. No, it's listed as 2024.
Oh, damn. I was looking forward to that.
That'll be on next year's list.
Yeah.
For sure. You're saying Chris Hemsworth is in this movie.
I could be wrong.
He is. No, he is. You're always right.
But I'm excited for all these movies. I mean, we've got a lot here.
Movies.
And I bet there'll be a lot more. But yeah, we may, I don't know, see multiple movies a week. Who knows?
Yeah, well, that potentially is going to be the plan, so we can keep up to date with everything. And then seeing these movies and whatever else comes out.
Oh, you know what you did miss? Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, I guess I could have added that. I think that comes out
soon. I think in February.
Next week. It does look interesting, I guess. But yeah, not like it's super looking forward.
Yeah. Based on true events, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it looks wild. It could be fun, but I had to stop somewhere.
I know.
But yeah, so we'll be talking about all of these movies. I'm sure there'll be even more. And then next episode, we will be doing basically the same thing for TV, but I think structured slightly different because I was trying to find release dates, and TV is just way less planned. Seems like it's like everything is like spring 2023.
Yeah.
So we're just going to talk about all the TV we're looking for, the overwhelming amount of TV shows, both new and returning. So that should be exciting. So remember to subscribe so you know every time we post a new video. Follow us on Twitter at Talkin Tent without
Video?
the G.
You're recording this?
Follow us on Twitter. Maybe one day we'll start a TikTok and then you'll be able to see our beautiful faces.
No.
Follow us on Twitter at Talkin Tent, TALKIN Tent, no G. And email us at talkintent@gmail.com. Hopefully we'll start getting some correspondence. We can maybe do a mailbag episode one time. That would be fun. If we missed any movies that you're really looking forward to, or you disagree or you agree with anything, hit us up. So from our living room to yours, what do you want to watch?